So, Yvonne, if I'm a nationwide customer and a Farm Bureau member, or I get free shipping from Granger because of my Farm Bureau membership, it's pretty easy for me to put a dollar figure on the value of being a member of the Ohio Farm Bureau. To me, the biggest value is what happens on the policy front. You and your team and our volunteers who engage with lawmakers and regulators and administrators, we get a lot of things done, but it's pretty tough to actually quantify that in dollars and cents, isn't it?
It is. And, when we look at the policy that comes up from our counties and then in turn what our big full policy book is full of, and then what our priority issues are, we're always looking towards what does it mean to help farmers do a better job farming? What does it mean to keep money in their pocket? And so we're looking for those issues, but a lot of times it's hard to actually translate that issue into that dollar of what we saved them.
And I mentioned a lot of things down at the State House, but the same is true at the federal level. For example, the Farm Bill, if we can preserve crop insurance or we can get ARC payments that farmers are more satisfied with, there's a dollar figure there, too.
Absolutely. And those dollar figures are somewhat easier. When we're looking at an issue, though, like our big issue this past year on the transportation budget, we had heard from our farmers that they really needed to have more input when we have a limited access highway put in. Farmers were being cut off from where their field was compared to where their farm was and where their barn and their equipment was being stored. We knew we needed that input. We knew that we needed a public process. We worked hard to get it. We got that amendment passed. But how does that translate to dollars? That's a little bit more difficult.
Yeah, I'm not sure where you found time to get the transportation work done because we were up to our ears in CAUV. Huge win. Tell us a little bit about what went into that.
Yeah, absolutely. We've been working towards CAUV reform for over 3 years now. It's always been on our radar. It's always something we're tweaking, we're working with. We work with the Department of Taxation. But truly, in terms of changes, we were able to get some changes made administratively in 2015, and then again, a big legislative win last year, where we made sure that the formula was more accurately reflecting what was happening in the agricultural arena, what was happening in our economy, and make sure that the factors were reflecting the agricultural economy.
And so besides that part of it, there was also a lot in there that more accurately will value conservation ground. I said it was a huge win. I don't think I'm overhyping it. Some really big dollar savings here.
It is a huge win. And, when we ask our members to go out and work the membership campaign, when you're considering whether or not you want to be a Farm Bureau member, you look at something like CAUV and you say, okay, we hear from farmers. We've heard from a ton of farmers who had great savings. They said, thank you. We are so appreciative of this. So let me give one example. A 100-acre farm. That's a nice size average farm here. 100-acre farm, 26% decrease. That meant a savings of $650 a year. A $650 saving, how many years of your dues is that? 8 years of your dues, 8 to 10 years? That's pretty significant in terms of the value of the savings that you had for your Farm Bureau membership.